1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out there in Mandolin land, Mike Heading here, coming today with the old classic bluegrass song, Pig in a Pen in the key of A. This song's been done by a bunch of the bluegrass greats. Flat and Scruggs had a great version. Olden in the Way had a great version. Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder had a killer version. This song can definitely be played super fast, and it's a good one to work on playing in the key of A, and how do we add some slides, and how do we simplify our solo to play it fast. I've included 4 practice tracks so you can work up to the fastest tempo, but this is a really good one if you want to work on increasing your speed on the mandolin. We've got 2 full solos that we'll break down note for note just like I played at the beginning of the video, and then we'll do some backup. So how do you do 2-finger strumming and kind of some chop chords all over the neck? We'll break that down as well in the backup section. All right, enough talking. Here's Pig in a Pen in the key of A. Here we go. Alright, so let's start breaking down this first solo to Pig in a Pen. Let's start by playing the first 9 measures. That'll be like halfway through the first solo. Here we go. 1. I'll do it one time really slow. 1. Okay, so I'd strongly recommend following the pick direction below the tab. So the staple looking cymbals will be downstrokes. The V looking cymbals will be upstrokes. This is really going to help you play the timing of this song. And this song can be played at a really fast tempo. So this is where the keeping that consistent pick direction will be really, really important. So I'd strongly encourage you to follow the recommended pick direction below the tab. We're going to use downstrokes on the downbeats, upstrokes on the upbeats. It's going to naturally help you play the timing. So we're in the key of A, and we're going to start on with our index finger of our left hand on the 2nd fret of the D string, and we're going to play 2 downstrokes on beats 2 and 3, so count 1, and then play the 4th fret. And one thing I want you to practice there is when you play that higher note, don't lift your index finger up. Don't do this. It's a bad habit to get in. When you're adding a higher note, this one's it doesn't affect it, right? So keep that down. It'll actually help you play it better. It's a good habit to get into where you're not unnecessarily lifting your fingers when you don't need to. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to play the open A string. And then a down up. So a down and then a down up. So 1, 2, and. And then the melody is kind of this 4th fret on the A string. But what we're going to do is just slide into it really quick to give it more of a vocal quality. So I'm just going from the 3rd fret to the 4th fret and sliding real quick with a single downstroke. And then I'm going to go 4, 2. And then open. And then kind of down those notes. So down to the 4th fret on the D string. And then 2nd fret. And then we're going back up. So we kind of go up those notes. And then back down them. And then measure 4, open, A string. And then down, up, and then like a little run, we're going to go 4, 2, open, 4. So some good down, up picking practice there. So let's do measure 4 on its own. We have. And then what you're going to do is you're going to land on this 5th fret here with your ring finger, and then put your index finger on the 2nd fret of the high string, the E string. And we're going to do down up picking. So it's like a double stop where you're playing 2 notes at once. If you can't do that, you can just play the 5th fret on its own. That's the melody. but it sounds nice to kind of fill it up there. So let's play 4 and 5 together. We have. Okay, let's put those first 5 measures together. Not too hard. So we're going to go 1, slide, one more time, 1. Then into measure 6, take your index finger off, take your ring finger that's down on the 5th fret, and you're going to slide from 5 to 7, which is where that note, hopefully if you're in tune, becomes the same as your high E string. And you're going to kind of slide while picking, and then you're going to move your right hand to just the E string. So you're going to go. Same thing there. You're kind of mimicking a vocal quality by, instead of just playing the open E string like this would be kind of like more of a beginner way, like from measure 5 to 6 would be just like going up to the E string on its own, right? That's technically the melody, but a more bluegrass way to do it is to slide into that note like that. So we're going, and then I'm going down, up, down, down, up. Measure 6 would be a good one to loop. You could just practice it on its own. We're actually going to use that lick a bunch of times, so. And remember, if you don't get the slide perfect, your right hand jumps off to the E string, so just take your hand off. The other thing there is if you do all up and down picking, not the end of the world, right? You could change the rhythm of measure 6 if you wanted to. Keep the timing correct, but if you go, you can play all downs. You could play some combination of down ups. Once you get a little more advanced, you have a little more freedom. But just know that sometimes when you're just droning on an open string like that, the actual specific picking you're doing isn't as important. You're just trying to fill that out and kind of mimic a long note there. And then we're going to play a little response lick, kind of like a fiddle style lick. So kind of some good left hand practice. We're going all down up picking, 4, 2, open, 4, 2, open, 4, open, all on the A string. Just some good picking practice there. So let's try from measure 6 and 7 we have. A little slower. And then a little response ending lick, land on this 2nd fret on the A string, and then open high E, so 2 downstrokes, and then a little scale kind of run. We're going to go, and then we actually play our pickup from measure 1 right after that. That's going to get us back into the second half. So that's basically the end of measure 9 is the same as measure 1, if you can see that. So let's do 8 and 9 together. We have. So you could actually loop it and go back up into measure 2 right there if you want to create like a little practice session, right? So you play measure 9, back into measure 2. Slide. Loop it, measure 2. Okay, so a couple things I'll do if it's faster is I'll really lighten up my touch, right? So you can hear I'm digging in at a slower tempo. You know, you can hear I'm digging in pretty good with my right hand, trying to pull out some good tone. And not that you're not trying to do that when it's faster, but you really need to kind of think more gliding on top of the strings. I'll definitely lighten up my touch as well. If I was playing on stage, I would lean more into use the microphone.